The national champion is clad in big orange.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the ball game. The national champion is clad in big orange.
At Summit and Destiny have met 7 times before. Tonight is number 8.
Tennessee Volunteers have wrapped up an SEC outright regular season title. Connect with
the SEC runs through Rocky Top. Tennessee wins the SEC regular season crown for the 2nd consecutive season.
the 1-0. Indiana, left center field, cross on the move, get there. Tennessee walks it off. It's a mismatch. Deep three. Come on now. And don't connect. Robbie Draghi this time. Indeed. New hand jam. Down the middle. Got it. The fly is high and again. And he's going to take it. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Hey, how much fun is this?
Man, Rocky Top, this is college football and it's absolute best.
Hi, college athletics, that's absolute best, man. Welcome into another episode of the Fanatics Show. Coming to you live on Tuesday night now. This is going to be our new night going forward. As we mentioned last week, this is the last show before Christmas. I'm your host, Michael, my co-host, Skylar. Man, Skylar, how you doing on this Tuesday, 2 days before Christmas?
Eve's Eve, baby. It is it's good to be back. Tennessee Football 247, as always, first to the chat box says he may not be able to stick around all night because he's got the flu. Man, I feel you, bro. And prayers up to you feeling better. Michael and his family have been down for weeks, and
Yeah,
I got the crud last week, and I'm kind of on the up and up on the side of things. But man, just fight it off, and if you can get today about 4, hopefully you'll get to start feeling better. But we appreciate you being here, Michael. Man, it's good trying to obviously wrap up a few goals for the 25 year and see some family for the holidays. But we're nothing short of just absolute busyness is what's going on in this Tarpley household. My wife has 3 straight night shifts, including tomorrow night for Christmas Eve and tomorrow Christmas morning. So I'm trying to just support her, get through this time, but at the same time, talk ball, man. We got a lot to talk about this week.
yeah, we
Michael,
sure
how are
do.
you?
Man, I'm about the same as you. I'm about as good as I can be, staying
That's right.
busy as ever, as well as I got one more day of playing Santa Claus, and then I get a couple of days off after
Yes,
that.
sir.
So really glad about that. But finally gotten over the sickness that I had. I was down with a little bit of a stomach bug one week, and then all of a sudden I got the crud as well, and it took me about a week to get over all that, and I still wake up sometimes in the mornings. I'm like, man, it's still kind of there, but
It's
it's
viral. It's definitely going around.
yeah, 100%. It's that time of year, just the weather changing and everything. But as you mentioned, we got a lot to get into tonight. There's a lot going on. But before we do all that, Skylar, would you like to give us our presenting show sponsor?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Chris Smith Insurance. As a homeowner, Chris Smith was once let down by an insurance company. So he started his own agency, where instead of feeling like a big company is fighting against you, you'll know that your agent is fighting right there with you. All insurance is not equal. Trust the Chris Smith Insurance today out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Give him a call at 865-272-3387. Again, guys, Chris isn't the agent that's just going to find you the best rates. He's also going to find you the best coverage. In case that situation, that accident does happen where you have to possibly file that claim, you at least have the peace of mind knowing that you are properly insured. Chris, we appreciate your continued support of our show. And yeah, man, Michael, you want to give us the rundown? What are we talking about? Obviously, we got bowl games coming up. We've got quarterfinals of the college football playoff to talk about, and kind of some expected, but also a couple of unexpected turnouts as far as round 1 of the playoffs. But and then I don't know what else. What do we got, Michael?
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a swapperoo based on what we were originally going to do. So segment 1, we are going to talk a little bit about the portal, about the draft as far as Tennessee players go, then give our thoughts on the opening round of the college football playoffs. That was originally going to be segment 2, as it's now going to be segment 1 because segment 2 is now going to be our Music City Bowl preview. Still waiting right now. We might have a guest on in the middle of the show from the Keeping It Orange and Blue podcast. That is a podcast for Illinois football. So they might be joining us in segment 2. Otherwise, we'll give our preview of that game ourselves. And in segment 3, it is going to be the pick segment for SEC games this upcoming week, as well as Raking with Jake in the final segment. So that's going to be the rundown of the show. But let's get right into all of this, as I will give you our segment 1 sponsor, and that is Optimal Asbestos Services. Optimal Asbestos Services offers detailed asbestos inspections and air quality assessments. Whether you're looking to secure your home or workplace, you can trust Optimal Asbestos Services to deliver thorough and reliable solutions. Contact Jeff Moe at 865-223-3297 for your consultation today, or go on the web at optimalasbestosservices.com. So, segment 1, portal talk, draft talk. We kind of mentioned last week several people that already entered the portal for Tennessee, most notably Jake Merklinger, who kind of looks like he might be at the forefront of starting quarterback for Tennessee next season. Seemed like he had that leg up, but just decided that, it might be guaranteed that he get playing time somewhere else. So that's the guy at the forefront. Also notably Boo Carter, which we've known for quite some time. And then who are some of the other ones, Skylar, that have already announced that they're going to enter the portal? No real big names other than the one that just announced yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise. You're going to Peyton Lewis, right?
That's exactly what I'm going with.
Yep. There's not, like you said, not that many names to choose from other than some notable guys or some folks that are graduating, but you had a linebacker or two or a defensive lineman, I think, hit, but that was all old news, right? Like the only new name that's really hit this week is, of course, Peyton Lewis, and a guy that like actually played a lot this year as kind of more of your 3-back, but the beginning of the year kind of really thought that it was kind of like a 1A, B, and C. But obviously, I was really high on Peyton Lewis. I kind of thought if he stuck around the program, he was going to be one of our better backs. But I think what plays a role is the fact that Deshaun Bishop was only a sophomore this year. Yep. So the fact that Deshaun Bishop's definitely coming back, I don't know, maybe Peyton Lewis just kind of seems like he's going to be in the shadow of Peyton Lewis or Deshaun Bishop or what, but maybe it's just I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it as well. I feel like obviously he's going to be behind Deshaun Bishop, and with a guy as talented as Peyton Lewis is, he obviously wants to be a featured back somewhere, and that's never going to be the case whenever he's at Tennessee, except for maybe his senior year if he was to stick around that long. But also, I feel like there was a lot of hype and a lot of come along from Dwayne Morris towards the end of the season, and I wonder if he kind of saw that there was a chance that Morris might end up
jumping him in the
pecking order there.
Yep.
So I kind of wonder if that has something to do with it as well. I mean, you never know. I really feel like though that the more likely scenario is that Peyton Lewis just wants to be the featured back somewhere. And I mean, why wouldn't you whenever you're a guy that is as talented as he is? Granted, he is young, but he has shown a lot of promise in his 2 years at Tennessee so far. Also just couldn't stay healthy, really. He missed all of last season with a shoulder injury until right there at the very end. And then he missed time this year as well with an injury. So maybe he just wants to go somewhere and make sure he can get healthy, a little bit of a smaller college as well, build that rapport back up and try to make it back to that power 4 type level.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, overall, you're looking at a rushing attack that I don't think is going to go anywhere. Peyton Lewis was definitely a piece of that, but a piece, in my opinion, that is, and I hate to say it, but I think it's a piece that's replaceable. And I think it's a piece that you've seen this coaching staff be able to not just replace, but also coach and develop at that position as well. So, kudos or hats off, whatever. I appreciate Peyton Lewis's time here. And I wish him nothing but the best moving forward. I mean, I've never really heard of a player leaving Tennessee that's really had anything bad to say about their experience here. And as of right now, nothing's really changed with that with Peyton Lewis. But Deshaun Bishop, at the end of the day, after the bowl game, he's going to be over 1,000 yards rushing. He's going to be your featured back, lead back. Star Thomas, of course, a senior. He's out of eligibility. So you're looking at Deshaun Bishop, Dwayne Morris, and
that's it.
We need to go find somebody. That's kind of, I was leading into that. Like, we need to go get somebody out of the portal, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to lead into next, because we can talk about people that are going to be declared for the draft here in a minute. But, we talked a little bit last week about who we need for the portal, and, another position is now opened up, because number one need, obviously, is you need to go get you a veteran quarterback. But you also need to do kind of like what you did last year. You need to find a guy that can go out and he can come and play game one. But you got to also tell him, hey, I give you a chance to compete for this job. That doesn't mean you're going to win the job, because I've got two talented guys right here behind you in George McIntyre and Faison Brandon,
right,
who are supposed to be the future of this team. They can absolutely go out and play right now, but you've got a chance to compete. And if you can beat them out, you'll be my starter next year. Kind of like what Joey Aguilar did this past year. You also need a running back now. You need an experienced running back. I'm not talking about a young guy that's got multiple years of eligibility. I want a running back kind of like Star Thomas was this past year, a guy that he's got 1 year. He's an experienced guy that can come in and can compete with Deshaun Bishop and, kind of go in rotation with those snaps. Deshaun Bishop's going to be your number one guy, and I don't think there's anything anybody can do to take away snaps from him at this point, but you need to get a veteran guy that's got a lot of experience at the college level.
Mincy talks smack on his way out, but I don't think he had a bad experience at Tennessee. But let's be honest, Mincy talked smack when he left Florida. He talked smack when he left Tennessee. Like, I ain't put a ton of stock into what he thinks.
He talked smack when he got to Kentucky, and he got his butt laid out in that locker room too, if anybody saw the video.
You know what's funny? This is why I don't put any stock into what Mincy did. He went to Kentucky. He talked smack about how they were going to beat Tennessee. And then if I recall correctly, he didn't even play the game.
He didn't even play in the game. He was hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah, come on.
That injury.
That was a funny. Yeah, that's a funny one. He left Tennessee to go to Kentucky. Good stuff. No, draft wise, who are the bigger names that we're hoping for in this draft? Right, Dominic Bailey, I think, has a chance, right, to get drafted. I'd say mid-round, maybe 4th, 5th round.
Maybe, but to me, I think the guy that's got the best, outside of the two
Bryson Eason,
outside of the two corners that we got, because I am saying two. I think there's going to be two people going to the draft. I'm thinking that Tyree West actually has the best chance of getting drafted on that defensive line out of any of those interior guys. I think that Dominic Bailey's got a chance. You've got Jackson Moy that's got a chance. Bryson Eason, he's got a chance as well. Each of those guys could go to the NFL and have a long career, but me personally, I think Tyree West is a guy that's got an absolute great chance to go out, especially in the combine, put up some good numbers, and help his draft stock considerably to end up getting a 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th round draft pick out of it.
Here's my question. At the beginning of the year, I'd say the absolute no-brainer of an answer, Joshua Josephs.
And there's still a chance that he goes. I've actually seen that he might possibly.
Is he coming back?
I see. I don't know. He might possibly, from what I have seen, opt out of the bowl game, which makes me think if he's opted out, he might not come back.
Right. That's a name to look out for. But I think Joshua Josephs, beginning of the year, I think no-brainer, he's getting drafted. But I don't think he did a whole lot to help his stock this year.
I completely agree with you. I think that he would do well to come back for another season in Knoxville.
I think so. So Jackson Moy, you mentioned him on the defensive line. Joshua Josephs. Let's see. You had Bryson Eason, Dominic Bailey. Is there any other big names that are seniors on that list? Let's see. Jackson Moy, and then Tyree West, you've already mentioned. I think that's about it as far as the defensive line, unless a junior declares, but as of right now, that's kind of what we're looking at on the defensive line. You've mentioned corners. I think Colton Hood's definitely going to get drafted. He did declare. So you'll have.
He did officially declare. I haven't seen the official word.
No, I don't think he's officially declared. So let me make this very clear. I feel like he will.
I do as well. From what I have seen from some of our sources that we like to listen to, as far as, and I'll go ahead and throw out some names, like Austin Price is a guy that we both like to look at as far as the news information goes.
Right? The guys at VolQuest.
Yes. Yeah. VolQuest. I've seen some at 247 Sports as well, or Go Vols 247, saying that they lean towards Colton Hood going to the NFL and not coming back next season.
And to be honest with you, I think that's the right move for him.
I agree with the season that he had this season. Granted, fell off towards the end of the year. It was very impressive to see him come into the SEC and compete the way that he did.
Yeah, let Ricky Gibson come back, get healthy. Let Ty Redmond just continue on this. And I think that's another thing is like the management of the roster. And that's a whole nother thing that the coaching staff has to deal with. But you're able to sink a little bit more NIL money and opportunity to keep a guy like Ty Redmond, who's not draft stock, but his stock in general as a DB is rising very quickly as a freshman with the experience that he has and how well he played. He could definitely shop if he wanted to. And if you can convince a guy like Colton Hood, as much as you'd like to have that depth, if you can convince him to, hey, go to the draft, go be great, you can now invest that money you would have had into Colton Hood into a guy like Ty Redmond. So, and then obviously you'll have the depth behind him. And I think we've had a couple of great classes to be able to do that. So as far as like obviously you want as much depth as you can have on a team, but in today's world of college football, it's just so hard to do that. You're lucky to have two deep at every position with the way everything works and how everybody wants to start. So,
and that's the issue that I think we're about to get into here, because I personally think that you need to go out and you need to get a corner in the transfer portal, but you just mentioned the problem. What's Tennessee's pitch to any corner that's out there in the portal? Hey, can you come in and compete for this starting job here? Or are you willing to do that? Or because there's a possibility you're going to sit behind this true freshman. He's going to be a true sophomore next year. It's a possibility you're going to sit behind him because of what he proved to us last year. And then on the other side, you're going to sit behind this guy that was injured all of last year that proved he could be a top 3 round talent in the NFL 2 years prior whenever he was here. Are you going to be able to pitch that to somebody and bring them to Knoxville? That's something I don't know in this day and age.
I think the pitch is different, though. Old school ways, you have a first string and a second string and a third string, and depth chart purposes, it still looks like that. But I think in today's age of college football, you just kind of look at them like, look, yeah, I've got a couple talented guys in the room, but I need you to be one of those few talented guys in the room, because you're going to be rotating in with these guys during games, during ones, because at any given moment, if everybody's healthy, you're probably splitting snaps 60-40 as it is anyways. But let's just say somebody goes down, and unfortunately the way that position's been for us the last couple of years, it's almost a guaranteed it's going to. So it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, come play with us. And then the opportunity for that position to be yours is there, but obviously you can't promise that. So, no, I don't know. But back to a little bit of the draft talk, linebackers wise, man, Arion Carter, I think's getting drafted. I don't
100%.
I don't think there's a chance that man is a undrafted free agent. But I think that's about it in that room, right? Everybody else is coming back.
Everybody else is coming back, unless for some reason out of nowhere Jeremiah Thielander decided to hit the portal. But after some of the things that he talked about when Jim Knowles was hired,
he's excited.
He's super excited about it, and I think he's going to come out and have a fantastic year this next year for Jim Knowles. I think the rest of that room is intact. That room, I'd be okay if you did not get somebody out of the portal at linebacker because of the young, talented depth that you have behind them. But it is unproven talented depth
Yeah.
that is behind them. So I feel like you can go and get a guy out of the portal for, once again, a depth piece, somebody that would earn playing time next year, just so you can give those guys another year to kind of build up and
100%.
learn this defense. So that's a position that I'm not really too terribly concerned about if you're gonna get somebody out of the portal or not.
Yeah. Offensively, Chris Brazel, I think, is the name that is leading the way offensively.
Yep.
I think that's a no-brainer. Is there anybody? Because Miles Kittelman,
So Miles Kissman, I don't know if he gets drafted.
I don't think he gets drafted.
I think he's going to be an undrafted free agent.
I think he had potential to be last year. And you would hope that he kind of, again, build on that, but just once again, just did not have the year that I think anybody really expected this year, at least. Just too many drops, in my opinion.
Yeah. If there is anybody on the offensive side besides Brazel to get drafted, it's kind of the same name that I brought up last week, and that would be Lance Hurd. But I
Which
still
he hasn't
think
declared yet, right?
he is not. As of right now, it looks like he's going to play in the bowl game, but he is not declared, which means, he could come back for another year, which, once again,
He is eligible to do so.
we mentioned Joshua Joseph's benefiting from another year. I think that Lance Hurd would definitely benefit from another year because he improved from last year to this year.
Oh, yeah.
But he's still got a lot of room for improvement.
Man, that makes me so excited about this offensive line potentially going into next year because you would almost return every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Lance Hurd.
I think that would be a fantastic thing.
Yeah, I mean, you got David Sanders, of course, a true freshman. Jesse Perry played a ton as a freshman. Sam Piddleton, a ton as a sophomore. I mean, Wendell Moe Jr., a junior. So, I mean, everybody's back. Bennett Warren played a lot as a freshman.
And not to mention, I think you already mentioned David Sanders, but not to mention, you just brought in a 5-star in Gabriel Osinda for next year as well add to that mix. And the offensive line is exciting.
Yep. Sham Uverov will be a junior next year. So, I mean, you got so many good guys. You'll be too deep on the offensive line with a lot of experience, which, I mean, when's the last time you've been able to say that about a Tennessee offensive line?
Yeah, and you'll be able to have an offensive line that if you really need to, and really with this offense, you will need to do this to be successful. You can rotate guys in and out to keep them fresh for the entire game. I mean, we look at the defensive line group, how they kind of go in like a hockey style line change. You could almost do that with the offensive line as far as drive by drive. Obviously, with the paced offense it plays at times, you can't do it, play by play or every couple of plays, but drive by drive. Hey, you're going in this drive. Hey, you're going in this drive. And as long as you don't stoop down to a level that's below what you start off at, that'd be fantastic for Tennessee.
Who do you think goes higher in the draft for Tennessee? Like, who's the guy that you think gets taken off the board first from the University of Tennessee?
It's Colton Hood. I'm not Colton Hood.
Okay.
No, it's not Colton. It's Jamon McCoy. Yeah, Jamon McCoy. I do think that some of it is going to be based on the numbers that he puts up in the combine. But when you look at the on-the-field results from last season, I guess technically 2 seasons ago, then I think that's enough for him to be a first-round talent. I think that it comes down to the next guy off the board. Is it Colton Hood or is it Chris Brazel? And I think I'm going to lean Colton Hood because I think that there's more of a demand for a defensive back than there is a wide receiver right now.
If he
decides to go, because he is not declared yet.
I will kind of piggyback off of what you went, and I think Tyree West has the potential to be a third rounder, but I think he'll probably end up being a fourth or fifth. But I think with Tennessee this year, I don't know if Jamon McCoy will be a first rounder again, but I say again, as far as like all the mocks had him, of course, last year being a first rounder. I don't know if that's the case, but I think you'll see Tennessee's players kind of slip to the second, third round, but then you'll kind of see them pop out. I mean, I think Tennessee has the potential to have six players drafted, but they'll probably all be mid to late round picks, which is okay. That's part of it. And that's why I think you've seen the kind of year that we had this year, 8-4. But I think we'll have the opportunity to build on that for next year. So,
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to touch on before we move forward?
So we kind of hit a few position groups that we thought would need people out of the portal. Obviously, number 2 in my mind behind quarterback, you got to go out and you got to get safety help. Because you did get some young defensive backs in the portal or in the recruiting class, but you don't have any experience back there. I mean, you've got Idris Farouk from last year who had himself a pretty good year, but is still raw. And then who else do you really have back there? Because Boo Carter transferred out, Andre Turrentine gone. Who else do you have?
Marcus Gurry Jr., who is a freshman this year.
He transferred out. He entered the portal.
He did?
Yeah, he entered the portal.
Yep, I don't blame him there.
And then you've got Jalen McMurray. I believe he's gone. He's out of eligibility.
Dylan Lewis, Jackson Matthews, both freshmen this year. Timothy Merritt, another freshman. Trey Petit, another freshman.
I do like Trey Petit. I think he's got a lot of potential.
Andre Stewart, Jr. this year.
But once again, every one of those names that you're naming right now, that's young guys that are not proven at all.
Yeah, Sidney Walton.
I think that you need to get at
many freshmen.
At least one, I would even say 2 safeties out of the portal.
Yep. We have another Brazel from Midland, Texas, Colin. But
Colin Brazel. Yeah, I remember him coming in as well. I think he's gonna be good as well. But once again, these are young guys that they're just unproven at this point. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Tennessee decides to do in the portal. But in my opinion, the top position groups that you need to hit in the portal this year, it's gonna be quarterback, obviously. Safety is number 2, running back number 3, and then I would put kind of in the same. Or I'm sorry. So after running back, defensive line, you need some interior help on the defensive line because you graduated. There's 4 guys that we named that graduate on the interior of the defensive line. Tyree West, Dominic Bailey, Jackson Moy, and then
got several great classes at defensive line too. So I'm not like totally worried about that position, but definitely not going to ever turn down a good experienced player. But I'm really looking for next year for that group. I mean, we got guys that like Jaden Lofton, Jordan Ross, in my opinion, still has a lot left that we've not really been able to see. Ethan Utley, Jamal Wallace, which I think Jamal Wallace may have actually went into he's one of the folks that hit the portal, didn't he?
Yes.
So let's get back up there. Charles House.
Charles House is one I'm excited to see.
Yeah, haven't even seen him yet, really. There was another one, Christian Gass, another guy that we really haven't been able to see. Yeah, Marion Dye, haven't really been able to see him. So we've got several guys that I think redshirted this year that we've not even been able to see yet, and I think we'll be just fine, honestly, on the defensive line. I think, especially if Rodney Garner comes back with the new defensive coordinator. Oh my gosh, help me out here.
Jim Knowles.
Jim Knowles. Thank you. Knowles. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. But no, man. How about a kicker? Says Matt. You know what sucks though? Like you go back and look at his stats.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, you go back and look at the stats, and honestly, the guy's not that bad. It's just every single one of his misses.
Crunch time.
Yeah.
Crunch time is the issue.
Yeah, we got to get him better under pressure. I don't know what it's going to take, but I mean the only misses you can name are the only misses he actually made. Like that's what's like crazy to me is like I don't know if I'm saying what I'm trying to say, but like
the misses that you can think about are the ones that came in crunch time, and it's
and it's
Georgia
like
game.
It's the only
Oklahoma
ones he
game.
missed. Like it's literally. I don't know. It's crazy. But even the good kickers you've seen have terrible day. And look at the Oklahoma kicker, for instance. The dude was money until the playoffs when they needed him the most, and just freaking hit a wall. I don't know. Like, it was bad. I mean, but the guy hit 4 or 5 freaking 50-yard field goals, it felt like, against us, and couldn't make a 40-yarder against Alabama. So, no, it is what it is, but I agree. I think definitely maybe get somebody that can at least push for that position to get him better, because I think maybe this year he just knew he was the guy, and maybe he kind of took that for granted. I don't know, but definitely I like our punter. I think our punter did a great job this year.
What I want to see, we've talked about, you obviously need to get somebody better as a special teams coordinator.
I think it's the coaching. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
We needed a better coach.
But what I want to see, and I'm not talking about going full on Shane Beamer, special teams type stuff, but Jackson Ross is an athlete. I want to see. I'm not talking a fake punt every game or anything like that, but I want to see just a sprinkle of, okay, is Tennessee going to throw this little wrinkle out here to keep teams off guard? Because I really feel like Jackson Ross could be the guy to do that. He's that kind of athlete.
I just miss it when special teams for Tennessee was exciting. I mean, I miss the days when, like, teams would not kick to our punt returner because they knew what could happen. And this year, I felt like we couldn't even get a guy back there that could, like, just make the catch, like, just make a fair catch.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we just need to have a change of philosophy there, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So briefly before we move ahead to our Music City Bowl preview, just kind of previewing recapping first round of the college football playoffs. It pretty much went how we expected, or how you expected for the most part.
I was going to say, did it?
Except for one game. What happened, A&M? Because that was one of the worst games I have ever seen, especially in a playoff like that. 0-0 at halftime, and it was ugly.
I think it was a combined like 5 or 6 missed field goals.
A couple of turnovers apiece. I mean,
I've never seen, like, which it's harder to say this because they did win, but the fact that Miami had as many momentum plays that they had and only won 10-3 is insane to me.
Yeah.
Texas A&M just couldn't do anything on offense. I mean, that was circa South Carolina game first half. And
it lasted the whole game.
They couldn't get out of it. They could not get out of it. And I feel bad for the fans, man. A home playoff game against Miami, a team that I felt like should not have been there. And I still kind of feel that way. I don't think Miami's that good of a team. I think they have a great defense. I think they have a great defensive line. But what I felt like A&M had the perfect answer against it. And they used it some in the first series, but then they just completely, like, got away from allowing Marcel Reed to run, use his legs. And that was kind of wild. But yeah, I mean, overall, that was the only pick that we both missed. I think we both just really felt confident in A&M.
Yeah, I missed the Alabama-Oklahoma game. I probably should have seen that one coming because
that was Texas A&M playing just as bad. So sorry, Tennessee Football 247 comment said, "Is Miami's defense really that good?" No,
it's not.
We're talking about the same defense that gave up, like, what, I don't know, 40 to Virginia. I can't remember who they lost to in overtime.
Now it's much better than that defense that they had last year.
I agree with that,
but it's not that good of a defense.
Yep. But go ahead, continue your thought.
But yeah, I probably should have seen the Alabama-Oklahoma result coming because of how hard it is to beat a team the second time around. I mean, we just saw it. Alabama beat Georgia earlier in the season, and Georgia just dog-walked them in the SEC title game. I mean, we've seen before, anytime that a team plays the second time, Alabama's done it to LSU before. Going back to, I believe it was 2009, LSU beat Alabama in the regular season 6-3, turned around and played them in the national title game, and Alabama just whooped up on them at that point. I mean, it's so hard to beat a team a second time around that it should have been writing on the wall. Alabama's going to win this game. But Oklahoma made a lot of mistakes that
they started out hot.
They did.
I mean, they started out, and I was kind of like, daggum, Alabama is going to get freaking ran through in 2 games in a row. Like, I mean, I was kind of nervous there for a second, but man, Oklahoma made some mistakes that were costly. Holy moly. I think Oklahoma may have even been the better team. You just can't make those type of mistakes when you're at home. You can't. I mean, as a Tennessee fan, I can confidently, you can't give up a pick six in the first half like that to allow the team to get right back in the game. Like, man, and they couldn't even run the ball. Again, Alabama just cannot run the ball which I knew that wasn't going to happen because Oklahoma's D front is really good. So I kind of knew they weren't going to be able to run the ball, but I just had a feeling that, and I was still wrong in a way. I had a feeling that Ryan Williams was going to come back to life, and that didn't even happen. But Alabama still found a way, man.
Is Ryan Williams one of the most overrated players in the Power Four?
I think
after
overrated is not the right word. I think the most disappointment, like the biggest disappointment of the year, because I think the kid is talented as crap, but
I think he's talented as well, but I feel like after last season, teams saw the potential there.
He lacks physicality.
He lacks physicality. I feel like he lacks work ethic.
And
I feel like I feel like it's one of those cases where, you know, he got one of the biggest NIL paydays out of anybody for Alabama, and it's like he got that money and he doesn't really care. I mean, I was listening to Tyler and Will yesterday afternoon, and they were kind of talking a little bit about that game. And Will West going to a break at one point, he said, you know, I've blocked as many people as Ryan Williams did in that game on the outside, and that is 0. So, I mean, it's almost like if the ball's not coming to him, there's no effort there.
You'll see that more and more in college football. I mean, it's the same in NFL, man. If it's not a contract year, those guys are just trying to stay healthy and collect checks. And it's part of it. It is what it is. So
Tulane and Ole Miss, I predicted them to cover. That game went pretty much the way you and Jake thought that it would. James Madison, Oregon, also pretty much went the way that y'all thought it would, but it was a backdoor cover that allowed me to get the win on that one. But really, it was the big one was just that Texas A&M Miami game that both of us were just like, no shot, and it ended up being wrong. So,
well, that overall though, it is what it is, man. Good for Ole Miss getting the big win. I say big win just because it was really not the opponent, but more so what they had to overcome, everything they've had to deal with in the last month. But boy, they got an opportunity now this week to really.
They do.
What about Lane Kiffin getting some bonuses from LSU thanks to the Ole Miss getting that's crazy, man. So
yeah, absolutely. But let's go ahead. Let's move forward. Talk about this upcoming Music City Bowl matchup. But before we do that, will you give us our segment 2 sponsor?
Yeah, you know it. It's P&L Business Services. We know firsthand that getting your monthly reporting, invoicing, bill pay, taxes, and other essential business services right is critical. That's why at P&L Business Services, we go beyond bookkeeping by providing you with everything you need in your back office so you can have your time back and the peace of mind to do what you love most, which is building your business. Behind every successful business is a great bookkeeper. Guys, if this is something you're struggling in entrepreneurial world and you're doing the services correct or perfectly or whatnot, and you're building your business, but you're really struggling on the back end, do yourself a favor. Go online to pnlbusinessservices.com and allow these folks to help you in your bookkeeping on the back end so you can continue giving that quality service to your customers on the front end. So P&L Business Services, we appreciate you for your continued support of our show. All right. Music City Bowl against the
Illinois Fighting
Illini. Interesting matchup here.
And did you know this is the first time these two teams have faced off in school history or in program history?
I wish I could tell you I did know that, but I truthfully did not know that. No, I didn't. This is a 5:30. You said Eastern or Central time?
5:30 Eastern is 4:30 Central.
5:30 Eastern on December 30th, so New Year's Eve's Eve. And Nissan Stadium. Probably the last game you'll see the Tennessee Vols play inside of Nissan Stadium.
This Nissan Stadium.
Fact. I forgot that the dome is still actually the Nissan. I don't know what they're going to call it. It can't be Stadium, I don't think, but it'll be Nissan something. But I mean, as of right now, I don't know about you. I don't know about the fans watching this show. I'm not even slightly worried.
I'm not gonna say I'm not worried.
I'm not worried. I'm not even seeing like a first person being like, I'm not like. That's not true. I've seen some people opt out, but I don't think I've seen anybody opt out that like was a shock or like somebody that I feel like is really going to dramatically change the outcome of the game. Let me put it that way.
I'll agree with you on that. I feel like Tennessee knows what they're going to get from Illinois. It's not going to be any surprises, anything like that. And it's kind of a full circle moment for Tennessee because if you remember when Nico originally entered the portal, who was the guy that a lot of folks were talking about might possibly come, and a lot of folks wanted to come? It was Illinois quarterback Luke Altmaier, and now we're getting to face off against him in the bowl game.
Luke Altmaier, 2,800 yards, 26 of 332 on the season with 21 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. Not a bad season, not at all. But at the end of the day, they're 8-4. You've got Illinois team that is led by former Arkansas head coach Brett Bielema.
I like Brett Bielema too.
I like him a lot. He let me down in one of the picks over the course of the year, but other than that, you're just in my opinion, this is not impressive. In my opinion, it's just not an impressive team. Like we're talking about a team that against Northwestern barely pulled it out 20-13. They got beat by Wisconsin 27-10. They beat Maryland 24-6. They beat Rutgers 35-13. But then their last game, the last game in October, it looks like against Washington. I mean, they got ran 42-25. It just
and here's what I'll say about Illinois.
I don't know.
This was so Illinois and Tennessee kind of has some similarities, but also had differences on the season. So Illinois coming into the season had high expectations. They were projected to be like the number 4 team behind Ohio State, Indiana, and Penn State in the Big Ten this season. Basically to be the number 4 team in the college football playoffs out of the Big Ten. And starting off the season, it kind of looked that way. Obviously didn't play the best competition.
They did beat Duke 45-19 early on, like you said, early on in the year.
And that was kind of the statement. Okay, Duke's not that great of a team, but Illinois just went on the road and just completely embarrassed Duke. But then came Saturday, September the 20th, when Indiana embarrassed. I mean, embarrassed Illinois. And that's when the country started realizing, okay, Indiana might be for real. And USC the next week, I expected another letdown from Illinois, and they beat USC at that point. Beat Purdue, and then it was 2 weeks in a row of Ohio State beat down, Washington beat down. Rutgers, Maryland got their wins there, but then you mentioned it, the embarrassing loss to a bad Wisconsin team. That was just kind of the icing on the cake of
Luke Fickell team that honestly season. Luke Fickell, I mean, that seat's hot too. Like it's not even like a great team in my opinion, and then they go and they lose to them, and I don't know.
And then kind of on the flip side there, Tennessee coming into the season didn't have the highest expectations because it was a bunch of unknowns. But then after the first couple of weeks, when you saw what Tennessee put on the field, it was like, okay, this team's got a shot at the college football playoffs, and not just the college football playoffs. They've got a shot at the national title. And then everything else kind of transpired from there. And obviously it was a disappointing season when you saw the potential that Tennessee had. So it's both of these teams come into this with disappointing expectations as far as how things actually went on the season.
Yeah, 100%. So I guess with that, I'm saying like who comes out more motivated, and to me, I think it's Tennessee because I
agree.
I don't think Illinois is really expected to do much more than what they did. I think maybe a 9-3 was probably right there. If you looked at their schedule preseason and you seen Washington, Ohio State, USC, you knew Indiana was good because they went to the playoff last year, but you know that was kind of a game that you didn't expect to go that way. I just think that 9-3 was realistic. Now, I think Tennessee, you could probably say the same thing, but in my opinion, just the level of competition from a consistent, across the schedule basis, the level of competition is completely different. And so I think Tennessee's a little bit more battle tested. And I think they're going to have a little bit more to prove. And I think they're going to have more players ready to prove it. I mean, we're talking about, we're going to get to see one of probably the true freshmen in the wide receiver group for Tennessee kind of flash in this bowl game.
Yep.
Who knows? Travis Smith Jr. or Rodarius Jackson. You're probably going to see a healthy dose of both of them if they're healthy, because obviously Chris Brazel's not going to be playing. So, and then Braylon Staley, of course, is just going to continue. Him and Mike Matthews, honestly, not have bad years at all. So, I mean, I love the matchup. I think the defense is going to be tested for Illinois. They've given up a healthy number of points this year, especially in their losses. So I'm intrigued to see how it goes for Tennessee. And I think, again, as of right now, I'm not worried. Yeah, I agree. Blake, man, we appreciate you being here on Facebook. Blake says it's a great matchup that Tennessee has. And I follow that up with, when's the last bowl game? All right. And do not shove Ohio State last year in my face. When's the last bowl game that Tennessee got a bad draw? North Carolina Music City Bowl 2012.
So by a bad draw, what do you mean by that? Like
they lost the game.
So it was just a bad as far as just
matchup,
losing the game, or
whatever.
Just the matchup wasn't good.
Basically, when's the last time Tennessee's lost the bowl game?
That was Purdue in 21.
Fair enough, but yes, fair. But we all know that we didn't, so that doesn't count.
You might be right with North Carolina. I would have to do my research.
I think it's North Carolina. It should have been Indiana, but we had one of the hellacious comebacks ever against Indiana.
And I'm kind of wishing that we wouldn't, because that was whenever we actually had hope in the Jeremy Pruitt
agree.
years.
I agree.
So.
I agree. But basically, I say all that to say that Tennessee wins their ball games, man. And the reason why we do is because the 7th place team in the SEC, which is, I think we are right now, maybe even worse, I don't know, but it's always better than the 7th place team in any other conference. So I think Tennessee, I think as of right now, with the homerish glasses on, I don't care, but I think we beat this team by 10 points plus. Here's my only issue with me just full on betting the house on it is, what is this defense going to look like?
That's my big thing. What does the defense look like in the game?
But I don't think we're going to have an issue scoring points. So I'm just betting on that Luke Altmaier can't not keep up. Bet the over on the point total. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I agree on that one. But you would absolutely be right as far as the last time Tennessee lost a bowl game other than the Purdue game in 21. It was North Carolina back in 2010.
That's what I thought. I mean, Tennessee, but the point there is Tennessee's always kind of finished middle of the pack SEC, but middle of the pack SEC is just really bad teams in any other conference, because the way the bowl games work, I think, is, like the 3rd place in the SEC will play the 3rd place in the ACC or Big Ten, and vice versa, depending on the bowl game that it is. Depends on which conference of the teams that they get to pick. So, with that in mind, I just think that I just think we're a better team. I guess to put it plainly, I think we're a better team. I think we have better coaches, and I think you'll see that reflect in this bowl game. I just got to hope that our players are wanting to showcase that ability in this bowl game, and I think we will be.
And see, for me, I think that I've already mentioned back earlier whenever we discussed Notre Dame as far as opting out of the bowl games. I feel like Tennessee just has a lot to play for because of the young guys on the roster.
That's it.
I mean, these older guys that are opting out or are leaving for the pros or whatever, for me, on one hand, I'm like, okay, kind of wish we would have them. But on the other hand,
when you got 50% of your roster's freshmen and you're telling me they get a chance to go out there and prove it, Come on.
100%. That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Are we all pulling for Iowa to beat Vanderbilt?
Yes, we are, but it's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. Here's where I think it may. To your point, Vanderbilt's one of the oldest teams in the SEC. What if those guys are just checked out? Like, hey, we didn't make – you don't think so? Yeah, they're probably going to – I'm trying to think of something.
This is their national title game because they didn't get a national title
That's a fact. This is their chance to win 11 games, right? Like, that's 100%. Yes. That's fair. So, well, right on. You got anything else on the Music City Bowl, though? Truthfully, I'm ready to see Joey. I don't care if he's getting another year or not. I'm ready to see him go crazy. I think Joey actually has a chance here. Hang on. So he does not really have a chance. Never mind. I was thinking he may have a chance to get 4,000 yards, but he would have to throw for 570 yards. So probably
You know what? I'm going to give him a chance to do that in this game because I've got a feeling there's going to be like 80-point score.
Overs. Hit the overs.
The overs 100%.
I think he may get close, but I think he finishes with around 337, 38.
I'm going to say 37.
Yeah. But either way, what a year that would be for Joey. And I want him to go out on the highest note possible. So I'm for it.
Absolutely. And there was actually some there was a little bit of traction towards we might get a ruling before the transfer portal opens.
I'd love to hear it
about Joey Aguilar. So maybe Tennessee doesn't have to hit the portal. If he does get that extra year of eligibility, Tennessee's got their quarterback again. As long as Joey decides to come back.
Y'all know my thoughts on that. I want him to come back. So I mean, you're not breaking my heart if that happens. I think the guy would be so good if he had another year. I mean, he's not bad now, but geez, man, if he had another year where he's not having to constantly learn on the fly and just adapt to everything so quick, like, come on. Let him have a year where he goes into the game and knowing that he's the guy. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a lot better.
And let's just not even talk about that part right there. Let's talk about the fact that he comes back for another year. Surely to goodness that defense will be somewhat better, be able to stop somebody so he doesn't have to go out there every drive and be forcing things, trying to put up points. Because let's be honest here. Towards the end of the season, it ended up being where Joey Aguilar at Tennessee this year, it was almost like he was back at Appalachian State where, I've got to score here to make sure that we're going to stay in the league. Otherwise, we're going to lose.
There was only 2 SEC games where you won by double digits. And for that matter, 2 scores. And that was Kentucky
and Florida.
Every other SEC game was an absolute nail-biter. In fact, 2 of those games, 2 of the other 6 games went into overtime. And then I wanted to say another 2 were only 3-point games, but that's not true. Only Arkansas was a 3-point game that didn't go into overtime. So, yeah, man. I mean, just got to be better defensively, 100%. Joey Aguilar, I'm looking here. As far as consistency, man, that guy never had a game under 200 yards. That's insane of a stat. That's
not just at Tennessee. That's his entire career.
That's his entire career, but that is here at Tennessee what I was referring. But yes, his entire career. I want him to come back so bad. I think he'd be so good. Anywho's, anything else before we move forward?
No, man, I don't have anything else. Just looking forward to that one. And, you might be asking, well, why are we previewing this game now? Because it's next Tuesday.
They play Tuesday.
Well, they play Tuesday afternoon, so we will not be going live again before the game. But really looking forward to it, even though it is a bowl game. Obviously, a lot of people say it doesn't have meaning anymore. To me, this game has meaning just because of the young guys and the experience that they're going to get going into next season. That's what gets me excited.
And I'm a fan, so it's meaning because I get to watch my boys go out and play again. I don't care if it was meaningless or not, because in my opinion, you could argue that the first game of the season for any team is meaningless as well, because you can lose the first game of the season and still go do whatever you need to do. And I don't know, like, just my idea of it is I want to watch football, and I prefer college football, and I'm gonna watch this game regardless. I don't care.
Kind of like, I'm going to reference Tyler and Will again. Football is better than no football. It doesn't matter if it's bad football. Having football is better than no football.
You want to talk about bad football? Did you see the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tennessee Titans?
I did not. I don't watch NFL football.
Don't watch it. That is worse than high school. Like it was terrible. So yeah, I don't think I'm missing out on much by choosing to watch college over NFL. So.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you there. I have not. I feel like I have not missed out all season long as far as the NFL goes. I don't care for it.
That's right. That's right. Blake says, make them hungry for next year. I love seeing the SEC being dominant. Yeah, man. We not a huge SEC kind of guy during the season, but postseason, yeah, dude. Like I mean, I hate to admit it, but I'm rooting for all the SEC teams just because I don't ever want that idea of the Big Ten being better, whatever. Because you've already seen it, right? With Michigan and Ohio State going back to back, they're like, "Oh, Big Ten's better." I'm like, maybe the top team is better, but man, as far as a conference to conference, side by side comparison and the depth, there's no way. Matt says, "I'm looking forward to any Tennessee game." He's kind of the same as me. Looks to me like a serious matchup. It is, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything to scoff at because I think Illinois, and we've talked about this, is like they're starting most of their guys. Like I've not seen anybody like Lou Altmaier ain't opted out. In fact, I haven't seen their best receiver is Beatty. I can't think of his first name. I don't think he's opted out.
Harold, I think is his name. No,
So,
Hank Beatty.
Hank Beatty. So I mean, they're playing like they're God. Like this is not some JV matchup. So I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I hear you. But if you don't have anything else, then let's get ready to go to segment 3. We're going to talk about a couple of or make a couple of picks on some bowl matchups this week. And then maybe by this time, Jake will join us and we can do some raking with Jake picks as well. But before we get into all that, I'll give you our segment 3 sponsor, and that is Kaizen Painting.
Let's go.
Do you want a colorful life? Kaizen is a painting and drywall company that provides residential, commercial, exterior, and interior services. At Kaizen Painting, we understand the importance of a beautifully painted home and properly installed and repaired drywall. We're here to bring your vision to life. We care about providing you with a personalized, efficient, and quality service. If you live in Knoxville and surroundings, contact us for a free estimate at KaizenPainting.com. Color your life the Kaizen way. First bowl matchup that we're going to talk about. This is on Saturday, December 27th. This is Virginia going up against Missouri. Missouri, a 3.5-point favorite in this game. The total 44.5, so a low total here. And I do believe Missouri is playing without Bo Pribula because he has said he's going to enter the portal.
He's probably going to Virginia Tech. Did you know that Bo Pribula was actually transferred from Penn State under James Franklin?
Yes.
Yeah, that slipped my mind. So it makes total sense that he's going to Virginia Tech. That's the smoke that I'm hearing, at least. Nothing's confirmed. I'll take Missouri.
All right. Because I'm actually going to take Virginia in this game.
I figured you would. Yeah.
To me, we kind of talked about Illinois. We haven't heard many opt-outs from them. I haven't heard many opt-outs from Virginia.
Virginia's a good team, man. I ain't doubting them.
They are. And I feel like Missouri kind of fell off towards the end of the year. Granted, they did have several injuries as well that did not help things. But I've liked what I saw most of the season from Virginia. It just kind of fell apart there in that conference title game against Duke. But I'm going to take Virginia in this one.
That's fine. Give me the Tigers. M-I-Z. And he's not even here. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm going to make sure that we get it offline. That way he can clip it up and get you saying the full thing.
Well, so, I was going to say, he's not going to hear me say the last 3 of that. So that's fine.
Yeah, there you go. So
what's the next
game,
one? Is it LSU?
It's LSU going up against Houston later on that evening. Houston, a 2.5-point favorite against the Tigers.
I think this is the WTF here. Give me the Tigers again. I think LSU's defense is really, really good to the point to where I think their defense may actually outscore Houston's offense. So give me the Tigers.
See, it's difficult for me because I was kind of thinking that as well. But I do still have some games that I need to make up.
Oh, do it. Go with the Cougs.
I think I'm going to go with them because Houston has showed up at times this year whenever they've needed to against teams. Then they've also had letdowns at times whenever they didn't need to. For me, I just what's LSU playing for?
Does Lane Kiffin get to coach this?
No, he will not get to coach this game.
Does he get to be on the sideline?
That I don't know.
Okay. So, with that logic, does Jim Knowles coach our defense in the bowl game?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So all the coaching changes don't actually take into effect until
just like with Virginia Tech. That was one of the things that I kind of based the Virginia Tech game on was, okay, is James Franklin getting to coach this game? That answer was no. Basically, any of these coaching changes, it doesn't take in effect this season. It all goes into effect as far as next season.
Yeah, it's probably like a whole January 8th or whatever date that they can
something like that. So give me the Cougars in this one for no other reason than I don't know what LSU's playing for in this one.
I'll let you pick first next time. I'm sorry.
Does LSU have anything to play for in this one? I mean, I haven't really heard much in the way of opt-outs there, but at the same time, LSU just
LSU's opted out all year, so
pretty much. So I mean, really, where are we at on
Fair
this
enough.
one here? But
is it
next
our
game,
boys?
It's the only other game that we've got to pick this week is this Tennessee going up against the Illini of Illinois.
We cover.
Tennessee, 2.5 point favorite in this game.
We cover. You ain't going against it. Shut up.
No, we're covering. The only way we don't cover is if Tennessee is down by 1 whatever towards the end, and Max Gilbert has to kick a field goal.
That ain't gonna miss it. That ain't gonna happen.
No,
that ain't
otherwise
gonna happen.
Tennessee is going to win this game. They're going to cover. The question is, are we hitting the over or are we hitting the under?
I'm not confident hitting the over because it's just some young talent. I think you're going to see some young guys out there. But then again, the over only has to hit. We've given up 30 points to almost every single SEC opponent this year.
The only SEC opponent that did not score 30 against us was Florida.
So if we're going to win by that logic, then you have to hit the over here. So, yeah, I think we hit the over. Because I think Tennessee scores 40-ish plus. But I think we also give up 20, 24, 27, whatever. So, yeah, give me. And by the way, before y'all doubt my mind here, your boy almost had a perfect prediction in the Oklahoma-Alabama game. Just saying, I thought it was going to be 34-27. Okay, we can blame that freaking field goal kicker for missing 2 at the end of the game. I don't care. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm just venting at this point. No, I think we hit the over easily.
All right, so yeah, that's all of the picks that we have
Tennessee
through next Tuesday.
So Tennessee football's comment. I think what happens is we have some sort of interim that fills in for that spot.
My guess is the defense is going to be called by probably William Inge in that game.
Yep,
he's got experience as far as either being co-defensive coordinator or just playing defensive coordinator.
We all know that Rodney Gardner don't want to, so that's fine.
No, he don't want to. So, I'm going to say it's probably going to be William Inge in the bowl game calling defenses, which, honestly, I think I'm fine with.
That's fine. So, all
right, next? So, upset pick of the week. Let me get the graphic. Is basically the standings on that one stayed the same as far as the how many games back I am, because, you mentioned adding in the James Madison Oregon game because it was a playoff game.
Yes. So
I went ahead, added it in, and it basically didn't change anything because that was 2 wins for me, 2 wins for you, 2 losses for both of us. So do you have an upset pick for this upcoming week? And it can be the 5 to 10 point spread because there are some, 6, 7, 8 point spreads through next Tuesday.
I don't think I need it. Actually.
All right, what you got?
What is the point spread for What is the point spread on Action 247 for the UConn Army game?
8.5.
Never mind. Dang it. Let me.
I'll go ahead and say it.
Central Michigan, Northwestern.
Okay, that's 10.5.
I'll take that one. Give me Central Michigan to win outright over Northwestern.
All right, so Central Michigan outright against Northwestern.
Yes. Both teams are hot garbage. I will not be watching that game. Probably not watching that game. Actually, I might be. I don't know. Who knows?
You know what? I'm gonna take one just kind of
playing it safe.
I'm
just
no.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one that's gonna be kind of throwing out one of Jake's picks here. I'm gonna be going against one of Jake's picks just for the upset pick of the week segment. I'm gonna take East Carolina plus 10.5 against Pittsburgh.
Oh, I was looking at that one, but I don't know if Pittsburgh's a decent team.
They are, but they've also no-showed a couple of times this year as well.
Fair.
But
that's fair.
You know what? I'm gonna rake with Jake on it whenever we get to this point. But I'm also looking for some points here, so I'm kind of covering both bases. Kind of like you talk about, if Alabama won last week, then that means that you up one in the segment there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bet on Oklahoma and they won, you're also winning because you won that money type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of where I'm getting here. If ECU
Hedge
wins,
bet it,
if ECU wins, I get the points here going towards the standings. But if Pitt wins, then I win with Jake.
I mean, what do you want? The $5 that you're going to get from Jake's pick, or the whatever you're going to have
the
to
free round of golf?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Got to think what's more important here, brother.
So, yeah.
No, I like it. All right, cool, awesome.
Yeah,
so
exactly. But you know what? Let's
actually, can we delay this? I just want to let everybody see these standings just a little bit longer because man, it's really just been a blowout.
What? Jake is actually in.
Is he?
So let's get his camera up here.
I just really
so
like to see that record on the screen.
There he is.
How you doing, buddy?
He's got that bald head covered too. So.
I do.
It's almost like I seen you earlier today. How you doing?
Oh, just praying on a prayer that we can have a positive week. How are we looking, by the way? My last pick, I'm 2-2 right now.
So right now, I'm not trying to jinx anything. 4.5 minutes left. I got the game on next to me. Western's up 20-16. So you might end up 3-2 this week.
There's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No, we're getting close to
Hey, all we need is a win on this one because it was a money line play. So.
It is what it is. I looked at some of these bowl games, and these are some trash bowl games, might I say. A lot of them are not great, but it makes for maybe some sleeper picks. I hate that y'all are fading me on a couple of my picks, but it is what it is. I don't
think I faded you.
No, it's just Michael. I mean,
yeah, see,
it's just
always
Michael.
Do it. Always.
Are you going to fade my second pick is my question?
No, I'm not fading.
I didn't think so.
It's got to be Tennessee then. It's got to be.
Let's just get it started.
I faded your first one, though.
Oh, I like that one. Yes, sir.
So,
all right.
Are you sure that's not minus 2.5?
No, I think LSU is underdogs.
LSU's underdogs.
Oh my gosh, this makes me feel even better.
Again, this is on Action 247 because they are the exclusive odds provider of the show. So maybe I don't know.
I want to say that LSU has not lost to a team that was under 15th in the ranks. Okay, they're 7-5, but they lost to Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Alabama, and I'm forgetting one. Vanderbilt. Yeah, that's everybody else is in the playoffs that they lost to, other than Vanderbilt.
Who should have been in the playoff?
Here's my deal about LSU. They're always going to have a staunch defense, right? We can all agree that their defense is going to be good, and if they're not good, they're going to be physical. I don't trust.
They weren't last year.
No, well, their defensive line always is. They always got dudes on the defensive line in the fronts. I love this play. I thought this was actually minus 2.5, so that works out even better for y'all. I do think that if you look at what Houston does, they want to run the ball. Their best win's Arizona, and in that game they ran the ball 48 times. That's a stupid amount. They have Connor Wagman out there running the ball, so it's going to be a lot of quarterback design run. He had the same amount of attempts in that win.
They got Wegman.
Yep, he's got a 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. So you could ask for better. Had about 2,700 yards. I'm getting all this off the top of the dome. I did a little bit of research, but looked over kind of what they were as a team. Got an 800-yard rusher. They've got a 900-yard receiving guy. So they've got pieces. The problem is when you try to run at 170 yards a game at a clip, that's going to be very hard to sustain if you can't run the ball, and that's what I'm really leaning on. I think that LSU is
going to be able to, though.
I think they will.
You're right on that. I think LSU's defense is something they've been able to lean on all year.
Mm-hmm.
And
is LSU going to be able to score any points?
Defensively,
that's the big question.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think there's a lot of juice.
Here.
I mean, think about just you're at practice this week. Your new coach is Lane
Is it
Kiffin.
Van Buren? I mean, he's taking that role, right?
I don't know who it is.
With Van Buren at quarterback, I feel better than Nussmeier.
1,000%.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and it goes back. I think you can't scheme Van Buren much because there's not a lot of film on him. I mean, I like the idea that LSU is going to come in here with their ears back. I think what they're going to do is they're going to play a lot of man coverage. They're going to force the run. They're going to force a lot of pressures. I just like this happen. I see a defensive turnover here, or maybe even a defensive touchdown. I think I see 2 turnovers here. Honestly,
it's bowl games, bro. You're going to see like a special teams play that's just stupid, bro. Like you're going to see like a blocked field goal or something. Like I don't know. Like
and I didn't look at the availability. I'm not going to say I know these rosters perfectly, but if it were me and I was thinking, okay, you've got some guys at LSU who are going to declare for the draft, and you got some guys at Houston that are going to declare from the draft or for the draft. I would think the guys for Houston declaring are a little bit more important to that team than the guys at LSU, purely because of the scope of depth that LSU has, being going to be a blue blood program. So that's why I love this one. This was the first one that stuck out to me. I want y'all to know that this week I did them in order of what did I find that was the easiest pickings, and I love this one.
So Jake, real quick before we move forward, because I just noticed something. I'm going to give you a chance to actually change your third pick, because that's going to be after our next show next week. That third pick.
I can change my third pick.
Yeah, so that one can still be a pick.
Basically, you gave us a line for a game that happens after our next show. So
you know what? I might just scrap it. What playoff games do we have? We have Oregon and Texas Tech this weekend.
You already know.
No, all that's happening next week.
Oh golly, this sucks.
Oh, playoff games are this weekend, aren't they?
What's the over under in this LSU Houston game? That's my question.
41.5.
I'm taking the over. That's my second pick. I'm gonna replace my third pick with that. I like the over in this purely because again,
the playoff game ain't till freaking New Year's.
That's not this, dude.
No, that's like a week and a half away.
It feels like the first is around the corner. Whatever.
So we'll have another show before we get to those.
Oh my gosh, we have a new guest on the show. He's taking Jake's spot, dude.
He's not as bald as me.
Unfortunately.
Andy, you want to say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Say hi, everybody.
He said, "So this is how Daddy cheats on every game No, right on. So yeah, no playoff games this week.
Whatever, it's fine. I'm going to lean on the over hitting in this game too. I just think there's a lot more juice in the LSU locker room. So I think that LSU might get just 30 on their own. That's my feeling on it, and especially
is that
not
the
overthinking
line, 30?
No. I thought the over-under was like 41.5, right?
Yeah, the over-under is 41.5 in that game.
Yeah, one team scores 30, the other 32, the other team scores 10. So there we go. There's my second pick.
You said over in that one?
Yeah. Little same game parlay, maybe?
Don't parlay it.
My second pick, I have to rock with the guys, man. I like the minus 2.5.
Come on.
Give us the win in the Music City Bowl. We left with a bad taste in our mouth last time we were here.
Nashville.
We do, other than it when it's Purdue.
We
terrible. We got robbed.
Had to bring that up.
We got robbed. I was there.
We beat them.
We did, but
I don't care what the score.
Paul Feinbaum. We should have a trophy with Paul's face on it for that bowl game. I remember seeing that live. Paul Feinbaum even saying we won that. That was legendary.
We did win it. It was garbage.
So I'm almost happy that this game's going on and Peyton Lewis is hitting the transfer portal because we're not going to play Peyton, right?
No shot.
I wouldn't play him.
You don't play anybody that declares to leave.
Yeah, not until wait till after the bowl game, please God. Why would you? I don't know. I want Deshaun Bishop to get more carries. I think Houston does do it right, kind of going back to that first pick of running the ball heavy. Illinois, the big reason I bet on them a lot at the earlier end of the year, and I also faded them when they got Luke Altmaier. Luke Altmaier, if I've said it 100 times, is a Starkville native. Went to probably 6 of his games in his senior season. And just got to watch him play at East Mississippi. A lot of times Starkville would come down there and Kemper County would come down there and play. I just think he's overrated. I think he's definitely grown and matured to be a utilized quarterback, somebody who's not going to make a ton of mistakes, but he's just never impressed me. And they've really gone away from being that physical downhill running team, stopping you, with some really short, stocky, twitchy D linemen. So we're going to stretch you a little bit more. And I think that they don't really have that identity figured out just yet. We thought they were going to come in here and be a top 10 team. That didn't happen. So that's to me why I like the points here. I think we can do a lot more than they can. I think we have a lot more depth than they do. No knock on them. They're a good team. This will be our best win if we get it. But again, at 2.5, I love the points. I love the value here. So that being my third pick. My fourth pick, I hope, is this weekend. It was Virginia versus Missouri. Don't know what bowls these are. I know ours, but I don't know what bowl this is.
This is the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl.
Oh, great bowl. If anybody's going to slay some taxes, it's going to be Diego Pavia for all the money he has to pay to the IRS for his NIL.
He's riding with me. Let's go. Yeah. Michael, come on now.
Golly.
I like this. He took Virginia. It's garbage.
I don't know. Why would you take Virginia?
Because I think he was
just trying to make up points.
Yeah, he's just trying to make up points. Because he literally texted you in the group chat. Was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling undefeated," which we say that every year.
I didn't see that. I didn't look at that.
Oh, golly. Yeah, we always say that every week.
That's not true. There's been a week or two where y'all been like, "What are you doing?"
Well, we should have said that more often.
I said that last week. Last week I said, "Jake, what are you thinking?" The only game I feel good about is the Western Kentucky.
We're
game.
not thinking, okay?
Which, by the way, 222 Western up 27-16 now.
Oh, that's a dub. Let's go. Okay, right on. So Virginia, Missouri. We're taking Missouri.
Yeah,
and the points.
And the points. Virginia's they're not a great team. I don't care if they're the ACC champions.
They're not a great actually. Duke beat them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, they can't even beat Duke. Okay, thanks for reminding me. They can't even beat Duke.
You're good. Yeah, if they were the ACC champions, they'd be in. And
is Ahmad Hardy playing?
I don't see why not.
Because is he not draft eligible?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, well, let's see. He is playing.
Yeah, I haven't seen that he opted out.
Yeah, that's all I needed to know. Give me Missouri by like 7 now.
I like it.
That's all you need.
I'm liking my pick even more because Jake is way too confident with that.
Yeah, I love this one. Love it. I'm going to say that every pick.
You're going to spend a lot of time on that one because Ahmad Hart, you just named it. So what's another pick?
The one that Michael just hates on for no reason. Why do you not like the Pittsburgh minus 10.5 versus ECU? Is it the half?
No,
you don't like to live life on the edge.
He was just trying to find a double-digit dog.
Yeah,
bro.
that's exactly what it was.
That was like the only other game.
Look, I'm riding with you on this one. I think Pitt's going to win and probably win by 10.5.
Oh, they're going to win by like 20 probably.
I was looking for another double-digit, game to go with, and this was the one that I felt best about that was left.
Do you know why Pitt is good this year? It's all NIL. And I'm telling you, I don't know what their cap space. Let's just call it $4 million. Is East Carolina's even 40,000?
I would say probably so.
It's. I mean, truthfully, if I was gut guessing, I'd say Pitt's probably like anywhere from 4 to 7 million cap space, which is honestly me thinking it's kind of high. I don't know what ours is. I think Texas is like 20 million.
We're probably right there with it. So
yeah, so I don't know. We could be. ECU. There's no way it's above 10. There's no way it's above 5, in my opinion. I mean, who is a notable alum there who would have the funds to donate that money? Chris Johnson. You think
He ain't got the funds,
no.
bro. He probably blew through
He
that
needs
money.
to live. He's got a family to feed.
That's
I mean, Pittsburgh's got so much in that city that it's kind of hard to take away from what they're trying to build. They want to be a sports city. They know their identity, and they invested in it, and it paid off. Okay, dude, I don't even know anything about these two teams other than this feels like the Tulane and Ole Miss game where we already kind of saw it. And then the second thing too is I would have covered the JMU if Oregon didn't pull their starters in halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah.
You all know that team, if they play all 11, that's like by 70. JMU, credit to them, they played great in the second half. But I mean, there were guys out there who were close to like not even walk-ons, like practice squad type deal. I mean, that's how I feel about this one. I think Pitt, with it being the end of the year, they will not pull their starters, or they'll at least play less fourth string guys than what you saw in the Oregon game.
Do they even have 4-string guys?
Pitt does. Eastern Carolina or East Carolina does not. And no way. Yeah, I mean, that's just a simple one to me. That's a simple one. I don't know what they're doing. The only thing I can think of is maybe there's some value in the half point. Maybe the Pirates love to run the ball on the 1 second on the play clock. That's the only thing I can think is maybe they just squeeze the game. But yeah, no, this is a great pick. Could not believe that I saw something like this. I mean, replace that with any mid-major. It's gonna look even worse. So
I like it. Guys, again, we appreciate you guys being tuned in to this segment, and specifically it's Breaking with Jake. This is for fun. Again, Action 247 is our exclusive odds provider of the show. You can download the app, use promo code VolFanatics for your bets. But if you do have a gambling problem, and if you don't know if you do or don't, you probably do, please reach out to the hotline. I do not want that to get any worse than what it is, because at the end of the day, there's nothing. It's just not worth it. Like, again, this is for fun. Bet what you're willing to lose, because more times than not, you're going to. So, again, 800-889-9789 if you do have a gaming problem. But we do appreciate you guys being tuned in and following along with us through these picks. And I'm so sorry that you have, if you have this year. But hopefully we get back on the right side of things and get a little Christmas bonus, maybe.
It's not that I had a losing record. We just ran out of time.
Is that what it is?
Absolutely.
Did we run out of time?
I don't think we ran out of time this time. I think I can get it back.
I love how he's not even throwing up your record. He's going straight to the WTF.
It's bad advertising.
Which honestly, he's kind of on a losing streak himself. I think he's like one of the last 4 or 5. So.
Over the last 2 weeks, I'm on a bit of a losing streak.
Yeah,
16-8's really good for picking plus.
Well, and he was like 14-2 at one point. So
I do have a couple of picks this week, though.
No, I'm looking forward to hearing it. It better be LSU, and I'm telling you, that's got to be one.
I can't go against my pick. I can't on that one. I do have one for tomorrow night on Christmas Eve, though. Cal Golden Bears traveling to Hawaii. And Cal is a 1.5 point underdog against the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
They don't have Fernando.
They don't have Fernando.
Okay.
They don't have Fernando, but Hawaii's not a good football team. And Cal, even going off the mainland, Cal has beaten some teams this year that they shouldn't have, and they've shown that they have promise. I think Cal's got just enough this year that they can go to Hawaii and beat them on the islands in this bowl game. Another one that I have, this is the day after Christmas. Give me the New Mexico Lobos over Minnesota. It is a 2.5. They're a 2.5 point underdog in this game. Let's see, what is this bowl here? It is. I've only got the SEC.
Yeah, and while you're looking at that, that was the Hawaii Bowl. I think that's the only reason that's the wrong team favored right there. I'm looking at their schedule. I see what you're saying now. This is a pretty bad team. They lost to Arizona 40-6. Hawaii did.
Mm-hmm. So the New Mexico, Minnesota. What in the world is this bowl? The Rate Bowl is what it's called. It's out in Phoenix, Arizona. Anyway, New Mexico plus 2.5 in this one. Give me them to upset Minnesota in this game.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt giving me the positive record notification.
Matt, we went 3-2 last week.
It's big time. That's
We
big
won
time.
money.
Well, yeah, I guess we do this week, but
Sort of.
we don't talk about last week or the week before. Or
Yeah.
But no, those are the only two games that. So actually, one more. I do have a question, and this is solely dependent on. Actually, I'll take back. Never mind. They're favored. I was about to ask you if New Mexico or if North Texas quarterback, I can't remember his name, if he's playing or if he's opted out.
I think he's starting for us. Let me see.
I would take him as quarterback just to let you
Yeah.
know.
That'd be a great guy if you want to elevate your quarterback room. I know you can get a certified baller in here.
Is Haynes King starting?
I would say so.
That's an intriguing matchup with BYU.
There's nothing on here about him playing in the bowl game.
I do know that he's entering the portal, but I don't know if he's playing in the bowl game or not. Anyway, we're talking about Drew Mestamaker here. At first, I looked at it wrong at first. I thought that North Texas was a 3.5-point underdog against so they're going up against San Diego State, but they're actually a favorite, so that's not going to be a wrong team favorite in that one. But no, 2 games this week is going to be Cal over Hawaii and then New Mexico over Minnesota. Feeling 2-0 this week.
Mestamaker is playing.
He is playing?
Yep.
Yeah.
I might throw in another upset pick and say that I think Georgia Tech beats BYU.
When is that game?
Well, you were so hot on BYU. What just happened? No, that was Michael. That was Michael.
Was not. No.
Yeah.
BYU, according to Michael, is like the second coming of Jesus and should have been in the playoff as like the 3 seed. And yeah.
I never said the 3 seed. I just said they should have made the playoffs.
I was exaggerating. I'm sorry. But I just look for Georgia Tech. That's an ABC. That's a big bowl game, by the way. That's a what is that bowl game? It was just right here. Come on, lock in Tarpley.
Pop-Tart.
Yes, it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl in Orlando. 3:30 ABC on Saturday, December 27th. What a lineup you got! By the way, the 27th, bro. Saturday, you got Penn State, Clemson. You got Georgia Tech, BYU, and then you've got the nightcaps, Virginia, Missouri, or LSU, Houston. Like, come on. We're back, baby. We're back.
The only game that day that I'm probably going to be sleeping on is the Penn State Clemson game and the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl.
The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl.
Look, so this
you
is
say
this
that
is
until Dabo's losing, and then you're going to be tuned in watching it.
I didn't touch this bet with a 10-foot pole. Like,
Yeah,
I saw a thing that was
exactly.
that's gonna. What's the over under 14?
48.
Yeah, 48.5. So this is the entire lineup for Saturday. So you got and all of these times are going to be my local time because that's what ESPN has for me. So 10 o'clock, Pittsburgh and East Carolina in the Military Bowl. 11 o'clock, Penn State and Clemson in the Pinstripe Bowl. 1:15, UConn and Army in the Fenway Bowl. 2:30 is Georgia Tech and BYU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. 3:30 is Miami, Ohio and Fresno State. That's the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. 4:45 North Texas and San Diego State so that's the New Mexico Bowl. Then you got the Virginia, Missouri game in the Gator Bowl, and then LSU Houston in the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Yep. It's not a terrible lineup.
Not a bad lineup there.
A lot of ball to be watched.
And I get the day off that day, so you better believe I'm going to be watching football all day.
So, Jake, you better have a good lineup, man. It's been an honor to have you here the last couple of years, though. It's been fun, and I hope we do it again. So
absolutely. You're acting like the season's over. You just assuming I'm having a losing season?
Yes.
Okay. Well, We have time.
I mean, we do. Do we have time? I thought you said we ran out.
Maybe I'll do like a 5-legger on the Natty.
Yeah, I
It's-
do think for the playoff bowl he needs to up it to like 10 picks. Just go crazy with
Just
it.
rapid fire. Really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
just
We gotta
separate the
make up
boys
for
from the
it.
men.
You're either digging yourself further or you're pulling yourself out of this hole.
All right, Jake.
It's not bad.
It's not
official.
bad.
It's official now. It's official. 27-16, Western Kentucky just won the ball game. So that's the official updated record.
A positive when it comes to the games that matter. Just want to put that out there.
Just
Appreciate everybody. I
only
think
2 games back. Only 2 games back.
You know, it's too bad that in the state of Tennessee you can't do player props because it would be awesome to do a
Joey
player
Aguilar
prop.
over 200.
Yeah, that'd be a guarantee.
Diego
every time.
Pavia's brother over under half felonies.
Both of those would be like negative 10,000 odds, right? Like you wouldn't even make money on them.
Put your mortgage on it just to win $5.
Fact, dude. Joey Aguilar over 200 yards would literally be like a bet $10 to win 1. Like a stupid. Yeah, that would be bad.
That's a crazy stat.
Anywho's, it's been fun. It's been real. But I'll treat you a little bit different once we get positive next week. How about that?
That sounds okay.
There we go, man. So Jay, appreciate you coming back on again this week.
Absolutely.
So Skylar, so next week, kind of going ahead and giving a little bit of a rundown for next week. So we will have the recap from the Music City Bowl. Might end up being live just a slight bit later.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and push it back because it's going to be about 9
Eastern.
It's going to be 9 Eastern probably.
Yeah. So we'll be slightly later just because we're going to make sure that the game is over with first. Then next week is when we're going to start talking about some basketball, as we got Lady Vols and Vols basketball starting SEC play next week. So Lady Vols actually on New Year's Day starting SEC play, and the men's team starting on Saturday, January the 3rd.
And we're going to have those games and previews for you right here next week. Again, Tuesday after the bowl game.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned for that. But everybody, before we get to all that, thank you all very much for tuning in this evening. We hope that every one of you has a very Merry Christmas, as that's the reason that we moved up to Tuesday night this week. Granted, we are going Tuesday night from here on out, but we want to make sure that Christmas Day is spent with families, which is why we did not do Thursday night. We hope every one of you has a very Merry Christmas. Stay safe in your travels if you are traveling, as I know I will be this weekend going with family. So please stay safe in your travels, but everybody enjoy the time with your family. Skylar, Merry Christmas to you as well.
Yeah. And Rhonda, we appreciate you. Merry Christmas. And I would say Happy New Year, but I'll say that on the next show. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, we'll be able to say that then. But to everybody that's out there, go Vols and have a Merry Christmas.
Appreciate you, Tennessee football.